Hello, equipo. I just want to record this because I think we're going to refer to that later on how to connect GitLab with harness using SSH. It might be a bit confusing because the user we put sometimes is not the user that creates the key, but I'm going to explain. So let's say I want this user here, which is not the root user, to connect to GitLab, to make harness connect to GitLab using that user, and maybe retrieve something for this from this project or from the entire account. So I'm going to start creating this key right here on my user. It doesn't need to be this user, but it's just a coincidence. Later I'm going to git clone just to make sure that the keys are working. So let me copy this command again. Let me copy this command here, and then we create a key pair. All right, I'm going to override that. So no passphrase, we good. So what is going to happen now? For on the GitLab side, I need to install a door lock, which is the public key, so everyone can see that public key because it's the door lock. So if I go here on the preferences, I can simply add a key right here. So what I'm going to do is actually just going to get the public file, which is this one, and I'm going to put right here, and I'm going to put harness Gabs, for example, and I'm going to add this key. So I think we're good, right? It's weird. Okay, it's here. All right. So now we need to send harness the key to open this door lock, right? So let me go to harness real quick. So the first thing I can do just to make sure that this is working, actually I have the same user as a coincidence, so I can go to this project that is private, and I'm going to git clone here just to make sure this is working. So I'm at deck, for example, and I'm going to git clone. Okay, so it's working. All right. So this proves that we can use the private key in harness. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to paste the private key in a file, and I'm going to start the configuration in harness, right? So just let me go here to my demo account. I'm gonna send you this later. So we just go here on account resource connectors. Let me create a GitLab connector. GitLab OnPrem. All right. So I'm going to choose this one, and what I'm going to do, this is the trick where it starts to get a bit confusing. I don't have a place that I put my user, so that's where it starts to get confusing. So I have my git at GitLab, which is my DNS, and I have my instance here, and I'm just going to remove this, and I'm going to paste here, which is the project name, and I'm going to proceed. Okay, so now I need to create the SSH key, which is the private key, right? So I'm going to create a new credential, Gabs SSH, for example, and I'm going to, here is the first trick. I need to use git as the username. I don't know why, maybe this is something related to the Git API, I can't remember, but I'm sure if I put my username instead of git, this is not going to work. So git gabs private key, and I'm going to choose this file. I think the file is here on my downloads, I assume, but I'm going to save it again on a safer place. So IDS array Gabs. Okay, I don't think it needs to be different from that, but let's see. And I'm going to, not a good idea. Let me save in a safer place, in a easier place to spot later. So let me go back to my Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to save again, but this time I'm going to create in my desktop here, which is in Portuguese, but that's not a problem. I'm just going to create an @deck folder, and I'm going to save the key right here, so I can refer later. So where is that deck? I'm just going to remove this extension. I don't think it makes any difference in a Linux environment, but just in case, you know. So I'm going to take this file from @deck. All right, so it's here. And then I'm going to keep using the same port because SSH for this case is on 22 in my case. So the first thing I'm gonna do is test our connection against my DNS. Let's see if I'm not crazy. Okay, verifying connection, so it's good. All right, so let me finish this one. And for the API, I still need a personal access token, so there's not much we can do. I just need to go here on the preferences and go to access token. And I'm going to create one called Ricardo, for example, and I'm going to add everything I need here. And I'm going to create the personal access token. And alrighty, so let me create this secret. Gabs pet new. So I'm going to create here. All right, so I'm going to still using the delegate. Let's see if this is working. Okay, so it's working. Sorry for the Portuguese in the background. There's someone screaming a lot here. Okay, so now I have a GitLab connection using SSH. Now we just need to test if the git clone is working, right? So let me see if I'm still recording this. I am, okay. So let me just go back and now we run the test, right? In the platform demo, which you guys have access to refer later. I'm going to create a pipeline here. Temp OnPrem SSH GitLab test. All right, so I'm going to create a build step here with the same name, and I'm going to use the GitLab that we just created. And the repo name I forgot is Actinver. Okay, so Actinver Gabs. All right, so now the first thing I gotta do is just make sure that I'm using the correct connector, which is platform demo from them, and the namespace is build, I hope. It should be it, right? I'm just going to add a very stupid command here, just the run, just to make sure that everything is working. I'm going to pick the Docker Hub from Diego, and the image I could be using Alpine, but I know that this Docker layer has Maven, so I'm going to use Maven. Echo 1. I just want to add a step here that we could make sure that the files were copied properly. So I'm going to run this step here. No, I'm going to edit this one and I'm going to say 3. I think we have 3. No, it's better. Else. Right? It's even better because I don't know how many files, how many comments I have on this runtime. So, sorry, on this shell. So I'm going to run master again, and let's see. So now it's going to clone again. I'm going to move forward with this. Fast forward, sorry. So let's see the outcome from after the clone code base. Okay, we're good, right? Main task, Docker file pump, everything we have here. Please let me know if that's it or I can help you later. Bye bye.